This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis.
Oh yeah, it's getting me hype here. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is Monday. I am back from vacation. Been off for about 7 days. Hit up North Carolina. Saw my man John App. Saw my guy Isaiah Jackson, Bitcoin in Black America author. We all know him as Bitcoin Zay. Had a great time with him. Surprisingly enough, our birthdays are on the same day. That was absolutely crazy. On top of that, we had reservations at the same restaurant at the same time. You talk about some simulation theory type stuff right there. Shout out to Bitcoin Zay. But before we get started, I forgot to do this. Shout out to my man 10 Pound for the song request here. Indoor, Pump It Up. And we also got Joe Budden's Pump It Up. We'll intro the Joe Budden one on tomorrow's episode of My Two Satoshis. But shout out to 10 Pound for that one. Thanks for that, bro. But today we are going to cover this one out of Decrypt Media. I thought this was pretty interesting. I wanted to get your feedback on it. Your two Satoshis on this. The highest value living painter has said that NFTs are for crooks and swindlers. Can you believe that? Should we be giving him any credibility on his comments just because he's the highest value living painter? You guys will have to let me know what you think. I'm going to give you my two Satoshis on it here as well. Another one out of Decrypt Media, MicroStrategy. Stock spikes after another big bet on Bitcoin. I'll show you guys what exactly they're doing. And lastly, yes, the IRS, 10 million plus spent on a new project that's aiming to find crypto malfeasance. What does that even mean? Let's take a look at this together. This was out of the block. All three articles coming up on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it. Before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And speaking of NFTs, guess what? We got a new one I'm dropping sometime this week. Crypto Speedster Season 1. Nice collabo with my guy over there at Moon Lambo. They're a cryptocurrency-oriented apparel company. I've been rocking with them for many years, and we are doing something very exciting. So look out for that this week. We'll be dropping it, of course, on Wax. Really great set of NFTs we're doing for Season 1. I think you guys will enjoy it. If you're car fanatics, you'll definitely love it. So look out for that this week. I'll tweet more about it and mention it in my videos later on. And so let's take a look at the heat map today. Bitcoin doing pretty well, had a pullback, but overall you had the total market cap for all cryptos hit $2 trillion, and a lot of that has to be attributed to, yes, the one coin that doesn't do anything for cryptos, XRP, up 38% today. I'll touch on that tomorrow as to why that is going on. Looks like there may be some favorable outcomes for what's going to happen with Ripple and XRP settlement with the SEC. So we'll take a look at that. That's trading right now at 84 cents. But Bitcoin is up 1.5%. It's trading at 58,968 bucks. Ethereum's up 2.4%. It is over at $2,000, trading at 2,112 bucks. TRX is doing pretty well today. XLM going crazy. And look at EOS. It's at $6.85. Finally, it looks like we're getting some traction with EOS. I know people are all about the price and not about what's going on. A lot of big things going on at EOS with the Dan Limmer project Eden over on EOS. I think that's something you guys should be looking into, and I'll be covering that more often as well. But BNB up 6.7% as well. It is trading at 375 bucks. So overall, pretty good day for the cryptos. And if we take a look at the chart I did a week ago, these lines are still playing out pretty closely to what I drew back then. We're back above this trend line right here. I'm going to extend it out because I haven't touched it since last week. It's been about 8-9 days. So I extend this outward and you'll see we bounce right off of that extension of that mid trend line there. The outer one is still in play possibly. Just depends if we can get back above this high right here. If we take out 60,000, we may see a nice move higher. Or another way to look at it, again, you don't know until it's actually done, but this could be a head and shoulders. This literally could be a head and shoulders on the 1 hour. So we'll have to really watch this. Watch for a break back below this trend line here. So essentially anything below 58,000, you should be slightly concerned because we could still fall back to the outer trend line of $49,000 Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. as you guys look to enter, add to your position, or sell some, or rotate your portfolio. Look at those numbers. And I want to give you a heads up. I will be covering bonded.finance sometime this week. Look out for that video. This is a very interesting DeFi project that's dealing with bonds and aggregating the values of various tokens in a bond-like asset. Pretty darn neat. So we'll take a look at this at some point this week as well. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on that bonded.finance. So check that out if you are interested before my review. But let's take a look at what MicroStrategy is up to now. Their stock did take another spike up because they are now doing another big bet on Bitcoin, and this time it is putting another $15 million into Bitcoin. It now owns over 5.4 billion in cryptocurrency. Yikes. Following the announcement, MicroStrategy stock also pumped and is today up 3.3% according to Bloomberg data. As you guys see, last week though, financial firm BTIG said MicroStrategy was worth investing in due to its bullish stance on crypto. But see, that's the thing that I have a problem with. MicroStrategy's business is not Bitcoin or cryptos. So, seeing that there's a strong correlation to their stock price and crypto, or I should say more specifically Bitcoin, you should be a little concerned if you hold MicroStrategy stock, because it's not reflecting their core business. If they do a full pivot into cryptos and they're doing mining or something that's solely related to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, then I can understand these high correlations in price with their stock and the moves they make in the crypto markets. I just think that's a dangerous path to go down. And 15 million is not necessarily a lot as far as adding an additional position of Bitcoin when they already have 5.3 billion, 5.4 billion. So it's not like that's a big percentage more than they have, but yet the stock goes up 3.3%. And this analyst over at BTIG also says that they think that Bitcoin will hit 95,000 by 2022. I agree. I think Bitcoin will hit 100,000. I think at that point, I know some big whales in Bitcoin. They've said, I think even on camera, but definitely behind closed doors, that 100,000 was their major price target for taking profit. So 95,000, I think, would be the price that smart money begins to unload some of these Bitcoins. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, wrote on Twitter that the firm now holds 91,579 Bitcoins, bought at an average price of $24,000 per Bitcoin. So the company is up right now on their position 144%. So they were late to the game. But, perception is everything. And if you have companies like MicroStrategies and Square and all these other companies begin to buy Bitcoin at these prices, then it really doesn't matter, because the price will just continue to go higher as more money gets poured into Bitcoin. But they were pretty late to the game. I will have to say that. So 154%, you would think, wow, they must be up 5,000-6,000%. Not yet. And the thing is, people like Michael Saylor is saying that Bitcoin is a safe haven asset. I don't know if I can say that just quite yet, but maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy type of scenario, because if he's getting into it with big money, others will begin to get in it, and that will kind of slow down these big pullbacks that we see in these huge price swings, because the more money that gets into Bitcoin, the more money it will take to make the price move in a dramatic way. I'm a little skeptical because I still feel like we can see 80-90% retracements in Bitcoin. And if that is still true, we haven't yet to see if that's the case, but if that is true, then Bitcoin is not yet a safe haven asset, in my opinion. It's still a very highly speculative asset, one that is paying off for sure. But I'm just saying, a safe asset, I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But let me know your thoughts on MicroStrategy buying another 15 million. But percentage wise, that's not a lot based on what they already hold. So it may not be that big of a deal. But let me know in the comments below. And then we're going to take a look at this one. IRS. Yeah, they're building a project and they've spent over 10 million so far on this AI crypto discovery platform. And it looks like an informational post on April 2nd revealed that the IRS has an ambitious plan to digitize operations in year 2021. The initiative includes a shift away from paper and emphasis on extracting data from poor quality images and developing new tools based on artificial intelligence and machine learning. The AI and machine learning project specifically aimed to develop automated customer service chatbots and to better track cryptocurrency transactions. That's the part we want to know about. Better track cryptocurrency transactions. And their listing reads, the IRS utilizes publicly available sources of information regarding cryptocurrencies and an initiative to bring into public open source data for necessary deconfliction and analytics could determine value to the service. The IRS envisions AI and machine learning drawing on many data inputs to find information on crypto services. And in the past week, the IRS has found themselves heavily involved in crypto. The tax agency is involved in 2 court actions seeking information on clients of USDC and users of crypto exchange Kraken. So remember that your USDC tokens, your primarily USDC, has happened with USDT as well, but USDC definitely has frozen Ethereum wallet addresses with no need to contact that individual who owns that address. So keep that in mind. Your tokens on USDC can be frozen. It's in the smart contract that they can freeze any address they would like. So keep that in mind. Just make sure you understand that your USDC is really not your USDC. Doesn't matter if it's in your own wallet or not. They can freeze any outbound transactions from an address whenever they would like. So we'll see. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. It's just about how effective they will end up being. I think really it's just going to be a battle back and forth. You know, more technology will come out to help individuals obfuscate their information on the blockchain. I mean, there are already tools to do that, but I think it may be upped a little bit. The ante will be upped a little bit more as the IRS drills down and tries to find more of the information they're looking for to tax you, the citizen. Lastly, let's take a look at this one because this is interesting. The highest value living painter is saying NFTs are for crooks and swindlers. His name is David Hockney, and he described Beeple's NFT art as silly little things. Well, he's now painting himself in the corner because now he can never capitalize on this NFT stuff without walking back his words and looking like a fool. But David Hockney said that he doesn't understand this new technology and how it works, but he also says that digital artists who prints out his work are silly. And so Hockney actually holds the record for highest sold work by a living artist and is no fan of NFTs. He said that he thinks it's ICS, which stands for International Crooks and Swindlers. Hockney said he has read about NFTs but is not interested. What is it that I'm owning, he says. I don't really know. But we have to understand Hockney is 83 years old. So I understand the generational gap there and technology gap. So I'm not even really going to take his word as law. Personally change my opinion on NFTs because of what he said. He's 83 years old. You know, there's no age limit on how much you can learn and how hip you can be on technology, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt at 83. I'm not expecting him to know about NFTs and fully grasp this technology. His art actually sold for $90.3 million back in 2018, one of his pieces, Portrait of an Artist. He doesn't think NFTs makes much sense at all. Things can get lost in the computer, can't they? Wrong. They can't. They're on the blockchain. That means they're not on any one computer. They're recorded in a public ledger where any one person in the world, if they have access to that blockchain, can verify whether or not you have and own that NFT. And it looks like as he asked these questions rhetorically, the host of the podcast, which he made these comments on, didn't even mind or care to mention what blockchain was or how NFTs works or whatnot. So maybe if we can get him understanding exactly what NFTs are and what they represent, he could possibly change his mind. Let me know though what you guys think about this. Are NFTs for crooks? I think this audience is definitely going to say no, but I do have a few people that are still trying to grasp and understand NFTs. Just think of them like as a receipt or proof that you own something. It can be a physical thing, it can be a digital thing. All value is perceived, so it doesn't matter if Beeple sold for $60 million, $64 million. That's what the market perceived it to be, or at least one or two people. We had bids all the way up in the tens of millions, so we know more than one person is definitely valuing that art piece, and it is what it is, guys. You can't force someone to change what they value and what they don't. So in my opinion, I think it's all good. NFTs are here to stay. I do think we're in a bubble. Some of these unknown individuals that don't have a brand and value behind them might not stand the test of time when it comes to NFTs, and you will have a kind of decoupling from those who are celebrities and brands. I'll talk about tomorrow an article from CoinGate where we have luxury fashion brands getting into the NFT space. So this will have value. I don't see this ever losing value because people already have a perceived value of luxury brands and goods. So I just have to disagree with Mr. Hockney, and maybe someone can help him out a little bit and he can actually transfer and start publishing some of his work in a digital format. Let's see what happens though. This is all a new world. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are too. But definitely give me some feedback in the section below of this video. What do you feel about the NFTs and luxury brands getting into it? And will these NFTs continue to hold their value? Even the ones not really known, artists that are creating these NFTs not really known to anyone, but they're selling for a lot of money. Do you think they will hold their value in the future as this wave and this craze dies down a little bit? Because it will. They're bubble moments and they're bust moments. That's just what it is. Crypto will go through it again. NFTs are going through it. DeFi has gone through it and it's kind of fizzled out, and it will start to build a new base. That's what things do. Stocks will do it. The housing market will do it. So I guess understand that and protect yourself in that fashion. But before we wrap up, I got to give another shout out to 10 Pound for the song Indoor. Pump it up. If you found this video informative, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to see more videos like this. I got one for you tomorrow. I'm out of here. Holla.